So mine is definitely a less traditional trailer business for sure. Rowdy Axe Company, we had our first event December 27th of last year. So towards the end of last year, it was great. We finished the trailer, but I'm going to jump right into this. So before I started Rowdy Axe Company, I actually helped open up an axe throwing venue in Waco, Texas. I was their very first general manager, and opening day was February 7th, 2020. So as y'all all know, that is a very challenging time to start a business. We had about 2 weeks full business and then shut down. So that definitely happened. It was a great learning experience. I stayed with them a couple of months through the shutdown, but then it hit them really hard, and they had to let me go, and I ended up moving because of money situations and everything like that. So during the shutdown, I ended up getting a part-time job at HEB just to try to make ends meet during the shutdown. Through those times, I got tired of kind of sitting on my hands, not making any money. And then my father-in-law had this trailer that you see right here sitting in the pasture. Probably been there for 10 years. You can kind of tell that it's been there, but how rusty and everything it is. And he's like, hey, let's do something. I'm tired of sitting on my hands too. I have this trailer. What do you want to do with it? And then we had the idea to open up my own axe throwing business. So he gave me the trailer. And during the shutdown, while all the businesses were shut down, he taught me how to weld. So on this trailer, building this trailer, I actually learned a whole new trade. I learned how to weld and everything. And everything about this through that has been a learning experience, from learning how to weld to building this thing, to planning it. And business side of it has all been a learning experience, because at no point in my past have I ever owned a business. I've always just been working for other people. And just to lead this off, this is just a side gig for me right now, which is also learning to, I'm learning to balance my day job of graphic design for a company and my side gig business. And then my wife also owns a business that I help with. Okay, so the plan, this was the plan, just so we all know, there's more to come, was to convert this 16-foot trash trailer. As you could tell, it was just a high top trash trailer. We were gonna do private parties for $200 for 2 hours. Public events were gonna be $10 for 10 throws. And then I'd only plan, since it is a side gig, I'd only plan on doing a few events a month just to cover the trailer and maybe make a little side cash. And then the picture right here is just kind of the progress through the first stage of building the cage onto the trailer. And this is what actually happened. We did finish the trailer. It is a 16-foot trailer, 9-foot walls, and it is 6-foot wide inside. Private parties, I've raised my prices now 2 times, and not because I wanted to. Customers were telling me, look, you're not charging enough. They know it's just me in the trailer, and even the customers were like, hey, you're not charging enough. So I went from $200 to $300, and now in the last month, I'm now charging $400 for 2 hours. And then learning experience here, I had not taken into account the truck that I have. I hadn't taken into account gas, maintenance on my truck. So now I've added a truck fee for events outside of 25 miles of where I parked the trailer. So that was a learning experience. I had not even thought about that. So now I do a truck fee, which pays for gas, which pays for maintenance for my truck. I do public events, and those are still $10 for 10 throws. But I learned that if you have prizes, you get repeat customers. Their score gets beat. They're like, no, that's not going to work. I got to come up and try again. So I've had people come up 3 or 4 times to the point now where I'm thinking of, during public events, having a price for unlimited throws. So $30, $40, you pay me, and you can come up and throw as long as I'm there. You just have to get back in line. And then repeating events. I've never planned on repeating events, but now I have 3 events every month that are recurring no matter what at breweries. So once a month, I'm at 3 different breweries, and that is what is paying the bills for the trailer. So no matter what, I've got these 3 events, and those 3 events are paying the overhead of my trailer. It's paying for the insurance, it's paying for gas, it's paying for the wood for the trailer, because I do have to replace the targets every now and then because of people destroying them. And I hadn't planned on this, but I'm at 2 to 4 events every single weekend. I am out all the time. I'm either working on the trailer or I'm out at an event, and I would have never guessed that. I've had to close down bookings for March, April, and May, and I'm about to close down bookings for June because I'm totally booked up. I can't do any more physically or with the trailer. It's crazy. I would have never planned for that, but it's happening and it's crazy. And there are several trailers in this area. I know it sounds super new. Austin proper has a couple of trailers. Salado has a trailer. One just opened up in Dripping Springs, which I actually did all the branding for them. I helped them do graphic design and logos and everything for the trailer there. And that's just part of my community over competition. I want to help. And I'm talking to them weekly, and they're asking me questions. What axes are you using? Hey, where do you get your wood? Where'd you get your insurance? So I'm very much so want to be a part of the community instead of feeling like I'm competing with people. Something that helping other people, Rowdy Digital Media has actually spun off, and I'm actually doing graphic design for specifically axe throwing venues. So I'm designing shirts, I'm designing stickers, I'm designing logos and stuff like that specifically for axe throwing venues, which is something I would have never expected, but it's going great. I've done several shirts, I've done a bunch of logos, and I've done social media posts. And as you see on the bottom right here, I am a graphic designer. And this is one of the things that I feel like sets me apart from other ones. I don't know if anybody else is doing this, but for each event that I am at for public, I make a digital flyer. And this helps my name get out, and it also gives the place that I'm going something to share on social media so people see it and come back and are interested in coming back or interested in coming for the first time. And then I am actually, pun intended, a competitive axe thrower. I'm part of the World Axe Throwing League, so I know all the technical aspects of throwing. For people who haven't thrown an axe before, to stick it in a target, I can guarantee you, as soon as you come up on the trailer, I'm going to be able to teach you how to throw and stick an axe in the trailer and score points. And that's why my sign says it's 10-ish throws, because I want you to come up there, learn to throw, get comfortable, and then we throw the 10-throw game, which is what gets you on the scoreboard for prizes and stuff like that. I want to make sure you're comfortable throwing and not just coming up there doing 10 throws and be like, I want you to fall in love with axe throwing as much as I love it. So I want you sticking the axe in the target every time so that you love it as much as I do. Okay, so this is the last slide. And I have questions for y'all. I've presented before and I've answered a whole bunch of questions, but I've never really asked questions of the people that I'm presenting to. And I've told you I'm doing 2 to 4 events a weekend. So I'm working in the company instead of on the company a whole lot. My first question is, how do you find time to grow? Because it's just me in my trailer and I'm so busy. I'm having a hard time to work on the company. I'm having a hard time finding time to upgrade my trailer, potentially look for hires, and learn more about business, because I have almost no business experience except for what I've learned building this business. And then how did you learn the business side? Do you have resources that are available that I can look into to learn more about business? Because I'm still trying to learn the tax side of stuff and more business stuff like that, HR and writing stuff like that. And then my last question is, what are your thoughts on like a side gig versus full-time? Because it's looking like this side gig is going to turn full-time eventually. I'm at this precipice where I need to decide if I want it to just be a side gig or jump into it full-time, because I do have a full-time day job right now. And I'm at this point to where, like, which one should I do? Trying to decide that. But I think that is it. I'll leave the question slide up for y'all unless y'all want me to stop sharing the screen, and then we can come back over to y'all.